Picture the scene. We're stepping right back into the elegant, gaslit streets of Victorian England. You've got this prestigious, highly sought-after dance academy, and a famous dancing teacher, Mr. Francesco, sitting across a polished wooden desk from two really talented teenage girls and their mother. He slides a piece of paper across the table. It's an offer for a 7-year apprenticeship contract. Now, for these aspiring performers, it sounds absolutely incredible, right? Like a literal golden ticket to the stage and the realization of a lifelong dream. But, as we'll see in today's explainer, the glamorous promise of the stage often hides a much darker reality in the fine print. So let's dive into the landmark legal dispute of Francesco v. Barnum, a case that totally changed how the law protects young people from exploitative agreements. But once that initial excitement wore off, the actual terms of this 7-year commitment were, frankly, shockingly oppressive. Let's look at the harsh reality of what was actually on that paper. First off, these teenage girls were strictly forbidden from marrying during the entire 7-year apprenticeship. Second, they couldn't accept any other dancing jobs to earn a living unless they got Mr. DeFrancesco's explicit permission first. And honestly, here is the absolute kicker. The contract had zero guarantees that the teacher would actually provide them with paid work. Just imagine signing away 7 years of your youth, being entirely locked out of earning money anywhere else, and your boss has absolutely no obligation to pay you a single dime. So, the core problem at the heart of all this was a massive, glaring imbalance of power. Mr. DeFrancesco basically gained total, monopolistic control over the professional and personal lives of these young apprentices, and he carried absolutely no obligation to pay them. Meanwhile, the girls were facing years of grueling training, heavily restricted personal freedom, and just a complete lack of guaranteed income. As they trained, the harsh reality really set in. They were getting very few opportunities to actually perform or make any money. The whole agreement was essentially a trap, designed entirely to benefit the adult teacher while leaving the minors completely stranded. And, well, when an agreement is this imbalanced, there's really only one place to go to fix it. The girls and their mother took the fight straight to court, arguing that this apprenticeship was fundamentally oppressive. I mean, imagine the tension in that courtroom as the judge reviewed these heavily one-sided clauses. Ultimately, the court delivered an incredibly powerful ruling, striking down the contract completely. The judge declared the apprenticeship invalid because its terms were just inherently unfair to the minors. The pivotal legal principle established here was this: a minor is not bound by a contract if the overall agreement is heavily one-sided and not for the child's benefit. The court basically said, look, while minors can absolutely enter into contracts for their education or training, the law is definitely not going to allow adults to use those contracts as a weapon for exploitation. So if you're studying legal capacity, or honestly, even if you just want to understand your rights, this is the ultimate rule you need to remember from Francesco v. Barnum. A minor is bound only by a beneficial contract. If an agreement genuinely helps a young person learn a trade or secure their livelihood in a fair way, the law will totally uphold it. But the formula is absolute. An unfair contract equals not binding. If a contract mainly benefits the adult while unfairly restricting the minor, the law will step in, tear it up, and protect the child. It really forces us to look closely at the agreements we make with vulnerable people. So the next time you hear about a young prodigy or athlete signing away their future in some massive multi-year deal, ask yourself, who is this contract truly benefiting?